Your offer got accepted. You won the house. Now don't mess it up. So today we're going to talk about the 5 things that you must not do once you've got your home under contract all the way to closing. This is a critical time, and a mistake here can completely derail your home buying process. The number 1 is going to be financial changes. And so I'll tell you a story from when I first started in real estate. I was in my brokerage, and one of the more experienced agents came out. She sighed, and she said, "My deal just fell through." Now, I asked, "Well, what happened?" She said, "My buyers decided to go buy all the furniture for their new home, and now their credit is below what it needs to be to get the loan. They're probably going to lose their earnest money, and the deal's done." Now, the deal was done for that agent, but really, she had other deals going on. The real impact was for those buyers, her buyers, that did not know that they shouldn't go make big financial purchases. Now, some common ones are the furniture that I mentioned, buying a new car, opening new lines of credit. Now, the reason is because buyers think, well, I've been approved. While that's true, the lender's still gonna do a final credit pull, and there's still gonna be checks throughout the process. And if you drop below the ratios or your credit goes below what it needs to be, that can completely put your home buying in jeopardy. So the pro tip, do nothing financially, okay? Avoid all those temptations. And if you are thinking about something and you're questioning whether it is good or bad, have a conversation with your loan officer first. Now, number two is a big one, and that's job changes. So why is that a costly tip? Because the lender is basing your approval on that income level, and there might be other requirements along with it. Now, sometimes a job change is just inevitable. Sometimes you're fired. I actually had a situation like this with an agent friend of mine. She had some buyers that were laid off, were able to get a job in the next couple of weeks, and it happened to be in the same industry, and it happened to kind of work out. But she put a sense of urgency on them to make sure that they found something quickly to see if she could save the transaction for her buyers. Otherwise, same scenario could have been a costly transaction for those buyers. So the pro tip, if you're thinking about changing, so maybe it's for more money. Sometimes that job change is even for more money, and you think, well, I'm already approved. Why wouldn't I be approved for more money? The pro tip here, check with your lender first before pulling the trigger on that. It can end up costing you quite a bit of money if you do a job change from contract to close. All right, number 3, the missing deadlines or being unresponsive. So the first reason this is a problem is you may lose some of your rights that you think you have under the contract. There's a lot of contingencies built into most contracts, but a lot of them are around deadlines. So if you're not responding and taking several days to respond, that can impact those rights. You can also delay your closing. So the pro tip here is treat responses to your lender, to your agent, to anyone involved, the title company, anyone else involved in the transaction. Treat it as urgent. Treat it as needs to be dealt with within hours, not something that can be dealt in within days. In Texas, our contract very clearly states time is of the essence in bold letters. Let me tell you, if they put something in bold on a contract, probably means it's important. So make sure you don't make that mistake. Mistake number 4, skipping the final walkthrough. So within 24, 48 hours, maybe as long as 72, you want to do a final walkthrough and you want to check for a few things. The reason this could be costly is because repairs may not have been made that were promised in a repair amendment. Things may have been taken that were clearly stated that should be left in the contract. Damage could have been done during move out from your seller's move out that should be corrected. And so the pro tip here is, take your contract with you. If your agent can go, definitely go with the agent and make sure that things are as you expect them to be. Now, when it comes, if something is off, what do you do about that, right? The thing becomes is a discussion between you and your agent. Hey, let them know, hey, I'm not too worried about this issue, but I'd like them to go ahead and fix it. And it says in the contract they should, okay? Or this is a deal breaker. There's no way that I'm going to close on this house without this thing being resolved, right? And so kind of figure out what it is. You're pretty far in the transaction. You've already spent quite a bit of money. You don't necessarily want to kill a deal over something very minuscule, right? But have that conversation with your agent. All right, and number 5 is wiring funds. So it's not that you can't wire funds, but you need to be aware that this space is jam-packed with scammers. Just like in a lot of other industries and in a lot of other issues, there are scammers that will get into the middle of a transaction, use emails, looks like a real company, and they will say that you need to wire funds. Now, the pro tip is don't ever wire funds without confirming it with the person who's sending it. And it's typically going to be either the closing attorney or the title company, depending on what state you're in. And you should contact that company on a number that you know to be true. Don't trust the number that is in the email, the scammer's email. Just make sure that you find that number independently and contact that phone number and verify, hey, is this you actually asking me to send this wire funds? And remember, these scammers are good, right? They know the process. They're going to wait until it is the urgent time or there's an urgent issue. And it's not that you're going to miss a scammer. It's that they're just that good at it. In Texas, we have a wire fraud promulgated form that we have. It's a disclosure we have every client sign. It's a big problem. Don't get scammed. Don't lose thousands of dollars. I had a agent in my office was having a conversation with them, and they had a buyer lose $10,000 from wire fraud. Now, they received the wire fraud disclosure. There had been conversations about wire fraud, and it's not like this was just a dumb person. They were a professional business person, but it's an emotional thing buying a house. They got wrapped up. It seemed legitimate. The logos, the letterhead, everything seemed fine. And so they went ahead and made the transaction without contacting the title company and lost their money. So don't be that. You lose that amount of money, that might have been the money you had. It could be a deal killer, and if nothing else, you're out $10,000, right? So keep those 5 things in mind. We would love you to if this video helped you, subscribe if you want more information like this. Let us know what kind of content you might like to hear about. And if you need an agent in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'd love to help you. And if you need an agent anywhere in the country, you can look in the show notes and we'll have a link for you to contact us and we'll help get you connected.